team banned. Seconds remaining. Dire team banned.
And gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the StarSeries I-League Season 2. We're here. It's Group Stage's Group B, finishing off Team Freedom, facing off against NoT today. Winner is going to move on to face Digital Chaos in the playoffs. I'm Lyrical Dota, joined today by Moppack. Sir, how are you doing?
Oh, just fantastic. More Dota 2 action. Get over to the Americas now. I was in Europe, I guess, for those games earlier today, but now I'm back home. So here me some bad and bans, not too shocking, right? IX Mike, one of his two heroes lately. Trying to keep those out of his hands as much as you can.
Yeah. He definitely does have a penchant for playing those particular heroes, and right now also going to take the Doom away. That does lead us into a first pick Bounty Hunter because they left that one open after banning out the Phoenix and the Beastmaster. So kind of an interesting combo. You know, we did recently have that patch. A couple of these heroes have been changed. Apparently the 6 seconds added onto Sunray was not enough to make it worth not banning out first phase, nor is the Beastmaster's lower damage to the boar. And Bounty Hunter's still in play also. But the first pick, Timbersaw, coming out from Freedom, I like this one. This is a pretty bold pick, but I like it.
Yeah, right away just being like, no, none of these 10 cores, get rid of them. More than likely that'll be for IX Mike in the offlane, one would assume. But where that does wind up, seeing a couple mid Timbersaws too, depending on maybe what kind of a matchup they do get. Perhaps they go into something like that Ember Spirit or something along those lines, or in general, like, they've been rocking Sons of Phoenix, which is already banned out, and then Wind Ranger's been another very prevalent pick for them, especially compared to like most other teams.
Interesting. Was that Freedom or not today more so, you feel like?
Oh, for not today, running the Wind Ranger. Not today, nothing too shocking from them out of a bad picks. Of course, their go-to, and then Slider as well. Played in that position 1. I haven't got to see too many position 1 Sliders. They'll run the 3 too, though.
Yeah.
Sure, I haven't actually seen Mike play it myself, but oh yeah, he's had a couple games lately.
Whoa. All right, interesting. So they go back for the ET after already taking the Timbersaw. Now, one of the pieces that we always talk about, though, the Titan is that natural order, the way that it works in terms of buffing up the damage. But in this case, Timbersaw doesn't really get damage buff because it's all pure anyways. Is this just to sort of have it for the Echo Stomp setup? Is that what we're looking for here, the reason that they ended up taking it? Or do you think that they might go back for other heroes? Or it seems a little bit of an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's definitely rated as a very top-tier hero right now in the NA scene, so I can understand why to pick up in the first phase, but still looking towards maybe some more controlling heroes if they end up with something like the Void or something along those lines. Not really a Freedom hero per se, maybe a Darkseer, a little bit better. Big thing, I guess, that would be left in the would be the right, where you can get a mid hero that offers enough control, since your Timbersaw is just really about the raw damage output. Basically, that's where your control tends to come from that off lane. Should be shifted a little bit more towards the mid lane, it would seem, with a lineup like this. And now you gotta start thinking, like, what do you want to do is not today. Seeing the Elder Titan, I start to think that they're probably not going to have someone greedy in the jungle. I'm not really foreseeing just a solo Elder Titan supporting up in the top lane. And that make me think that like, your Bounty Hunter's not going to get a lot of value in some ways, so I want someone to really amplify that, like maybe the Darkseer with the Iron Shell.
Okay. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, we'll see if they're going to end up going back to that. I mean, we've seen the Elder Titan roam around a lot, and you could potentially even see him try and go for, like, a roaming gank down towards the bottom lane. Timbersaw, if you get enough levels on him, is definitely one of those heroes that can find a kill, particularly because you see that the safe lane is already going to be pressured. You got that Bounty Hunter, so he's going to be roaming around more often than just sitting in lane, and they might be able to pressure this a little bit. We'll see how it goes. The Bat Rider also now going to be taken for NoT today. Kind of an interesting pick also. I will say that one of the ways that I always see teams counter the bounty is by trying to go for like a super aggro strat where you just roam down the lanes before bounty hunter's able to make a difference with the gold that he gives you. So Batrider kind of works in that regard because you got wave clear, and also you can sort of pull somebody out and pick off a core target and basically stop the push in its tracks. But we'll see how it ends up working for him.
Yeah, and when you look at Timbersaw too, you know that he's going to have a ton of armor, so getting in towards that magical damage is going to versus him, and that's something that Batrider is basically all about. He essentially offers 0 physical damage himself, and it's a nice way to reliably grab that Timbersaw. Buy really any defensive items coming into like the 30-35 minute mark. Maybe he'll be going to a BKB, but not generally like that Lincoln's buy or anything that you're really too concerned of if you're a Batrider player. Yeah, with the help of the bounty hunter too, maybe he can get a couple kills if he does have off lane, which is what we would be assuming. But in terms of like listed games that Not Today have, I know we've had some API issues lately. They actually haven't picked up Batrider at all lately. Now that could change depending on these other qualifiers they've been in, where you can't really keep track of them right now. And believe it or not, guys, we're not all knowing. We're not completely omniscient. So for all you guys out there who are going, they just played Batrider this morning. I'm sorry, I don't have the data. Please don't hate me. I like the Oracle ban out, of course, with the Batrider and the bounty hunter team.
Yeah, I would think that you might need to think about at least taking out the Vengeful Spirit. It seems like that seems a very strong pick, given everything else that Freedom have here. If you have the capability of pulling somebody else back in, you've got the strong stun that comes out there, and it's a hero that can force the fight, and then maybe ET can also keep them at bay a little bit. And just another strong laning hero would be a decent enough pickup. Although, again, then you're kind of investing into minus armor when you got this Timbersaw. For your off lane, where that's probably going to be your source of damage, I would imagine, at least to some extent. I don't know. I guess Timbersaw is a weird hero to me. I'm curious what your view on him is. He's incredibly powerful now with reactive armor, but he kind of just brings damage to the table, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He's a little bit slow, right? You have to get into that Bloodstone before you really feel the impact of the hero, it seems, a lot of the time. Generally, that means you have to leave him a little bit of space to work with. Maybe get 4 stronger heroes that can move around the map and do a lot themselves. It's kind of like a lone druid, where he's not like totally useless early. He can still get some kills in his lane, still contribute maybe in a push if he wants to group up with the whole team. But in general, he just wants to be farming up closer into the Radiance for the lone druid, and for the Timbersaw, it's just that Bloodstone. So I kind of look at it in a lot of the same ways, where there's a little bit of control too, where you're talking about Shocker and pair that kind of the root, but for the vast majority it's just like damage. And so Timbersaw, I like having a strong 4 heroes around him, but in our Nyx bombs here, and that is going to be a fantastic duo between the Timber and the Lifestealer, really helping him get in close for those open wounds.
Yeah. That seems very strong to me. And then, you follow it up with just a Chakram on top of it. If you're able to bust out on top of somebody, whoever that is going to die. Like, there's no question about it. That's going to be huge. One of the other things that we have seen occasionally still is a couple of people wanting to run the Lifestealer with that little Radiance. I think we even saw one. It was like Radiance Manta style in a game that we were casting. It was just like, what is going on? But I expect this to probably just be more of the armlet style with him, and a hero that comes online early and is able to maybe carry that load that you're talking about with Timbersaw.
Yeah, and one thing about being the first pick in the second phase is that now you do have a much better idea, I think, from Not Today's what they're aiming for here from Team Freedom. Like, still early to fight cores and the Lifestealer, but someone who does fall victim to that Batrider with the lasso and everything. If they wanted to go for a timing where they can kind of beat out that Bloodstone of the Timbersaw and take a lot of the map control before he has a chance to actually come online, if they want to start gearing towards like a Viper maybe into that mid lane, double like mega control, doesn't do too much against the Timbersaw, of course, but depending on these other cores that maybe come out here from Team Freedom, you could be seeing like the Viper in the mid lane and then an aggressive core and something like Juggernaut or a Gyrocopter even start pressuring down these towers.
Well, for now at least, they're going to feel comfortable going back for the line. Certainly still capable of taking something else, one of those bulky mid lane heroes if you want. And Lion capable of also getting involved early. I think we've seen a couple of games where that Lion roams around, probably isn't going to roam around, but is capable of picking up an early Blink Dagger and then just starts causing havoc all over the map. I don't remember which game it was exactly, but Team Freedom are going to take the Disruptor this time. A little bit of an interesting pick, I gotta say. I'm not sure. What do you feel like this Disruptor is mainly meant to do here? Is this to try and like be the sort of the whole person in the lane? Oh my god, they're going fast and furious. Anti-Mage also.
All right, well, Traditionally, not today have always gone for like maybe those flashier cores in a lot of situations, but this time will just be the anti-mage. I mean, you can help track him down, but after the disruptor was picked, I kind of like him versus the bad rounder. You get the glimpse. It's not the best counter, but it's decent, while still offering a lot towards your own punishing potential. But against the bounty hunter during his early rotations, if he runs under one of your sentry wards, maybe you can pop a quick dust. And although you wouldn't have range for a lot of heroes from dust to engage, the disruptor allows you to do that. And oh yeah, there's DK ban out too. Unfortunately, that would have been nice for them. But I'm feeling pretty good about disruptor. It's all about like punish. It seems counter initiation, right? Like spirit, stomp, glimpse, and timber saw, like TPing into towers and going for fights that way. Will be a very defensive dire side this game.
Well, it's a very interesting dynamic to look at, because I guess we've still seen a couple of anti-mages holding out and going for that Battle Fury build and trying to play the very defensive game, but you also have the like Vanguard where they can get aggressive. Considering that you think that Dire's going to be a little bit more on the defensive side early, is this... Oh my god, what is this game? Oh man. I feel like they're not going to come online quickly enough. Maybe they will. The Tinker Bounty Hunter combo is really strong, but this seems pretty greedy to me, given how much farm those 2 cores are going to need. 3 cores, my god.
10 seconds.
Yeah, the early points into the laser, like we might just see perhaps 1, probably, maybe still the 2-point action machine, but a lot of your points, assuming, are going to have to be going to that laser and that heat-seeking missile. It'll be kind of like an earlier game Tinker where he tries to have a decent time in his lane, but the help from the bounty hunter progresses into the heavy nukes where perhaps they can come in and force the tower once the blink dagger comes up with Bat Rider. And then Tinker does do fairly well at controlling lanes once he has the bots up, even if it's before blink, because generally there's not levels or items on the enemy team to counter it quite yet, so you do get a little bit of space for free farm as well as split push. And maybe that'll be enough to still open up here for Ben Haas. The last pick puck, I like that. We talked about that with the Timber Saw and the Elder Titan.
That's a lot of team fight potential, and the thing that worries me though for Team Freedom's draft is I don't really see a situation where Not Today are going to try and fight into them as a 5-man lineup, and I don't see a great way for Team Freedom to force the issue as far as taking high ground. Like, I'm a little bit concerned about Team Freedom's draft falling off a little bit, and I don't know, what's your read on it? Is there one draft in particular that you're favoring? I'm favoring Not Today.
10 seconds remaining.
Question.
5 seconds remaining.
So much of it's going to depend on what they can actually get out of this Elder Titan, this Disruptor. They don't have like forward game to heroes. Like a Lion, I know what he's going to do. He's going to be pulling down the bottom lane. He's going to smoke up with the Bat Rider when he hits 6 and gets that Blink Dagger, or he's going to smoke up with the Bounty Hunter and go in aggressively. I can see how that's going to work. Whereas the Elder Titan, and so a lot of what he's going to be up to is just dependent on what Not Today are doing. Right. And if they don't actually put in that aggression, then maybe he'll get enough, like 3 levels up top to get some earlier points in the aura, earlier points in the stomp to help increase his actual sleep duration and that counter initiation they have. And then honestly, it all comes down to get some good items online early. Push comes.
Well, we'll see if they're capable of doing it. It's certainly going to be an interesting matchup, and I don't know. Every single time one of these, every single time one of these new patches comes out and teams start messing around with things that they feel like are good, I feel so lost as a Dota 2 commentator. All of these presuppositions of what I've seen before are kind of thrown out the window, and this patch is no exception. A lot of teams doing a lot of funky stuff, even late into the patch, relatively speaking, and it's getting me excited to see how Manila ends up working out as well.
Yeah, that should be an interesting... we always get a brand new meta, it seems, when all the top teams come together. People have their ideas as to how they want to change it up, and they start playing against the same things over and over in all their scrims. They'll test things like, oh, you know what? Turns out this hero works, and then you get things like Luna suddenly being picked at TI5, and people go, oh shit, Luna's good, and then she gets picked even more during TI5. Before she would have been considered like total dumpster.
It is true, and I think that that's probably one of the more exciting things for me too, is just to see how that stuff ends up working out. And it is something that eventually is going to work itself out. It just takes a little bit of time. But the interesting part of this game is going to be, for me at least, watching the Tinker. I always love to see this hero when he starts going balls to the wall. But of course, hopefully it's not going to become the predominant meta. We've all had those sort of flashbacks to how terrible sometimes that ends up working out. And certainly if Jericho, this bounty hunter, is able to get off to a good start and can make moves around the map and set up kills for the Tinker, it could be a very deadly game for Team Freedom. We'll see how they're capable of handling it, though.
Yeah, for now, Freedom not going to get any wards down, but they're also not going to spot any up from the Radiant side here. They did just spot this one down bottom. I correct myself here, so that one, I doubt they'll end up getting. Oh, Mike does. Okay. Yeah. Come down and grab that when he gets a chance.
Doing his due diligence. Meanwhile, it looks like it's going to be a pretty quick and easy rune trade, as Leo Style should be able to get it down bottom. Meanwhile, up in top lane, you're going to be able to have Boris pick it up on the puck. So this is something that I'm kind of curious about, like meta style. Now that the bounty runes don't give you levels at all, is it ever worth trying to give those over to the supports to build into like fast wards or anything, or do you still think it's a mid item pretty consistently?
I think it's just like you need that bottle.
Yeah.
It's a crucial part of your hero. I think every hero mid right now, whether you're going bottle or you're either going that or like a Midas, right? Poker, so
right.
Early gold, all that matters. Good early dual laning in the mid lane. You know the bounty hunter is going to be lurking around here, and he's got 2 sentries though. Already planting theirs down from the courier's coming in close, but they know he's there.
Yeah.
Major concern.
That should signal to Jericho that second blast hit him from Boris, that the sentry's over the other side. He actually places it in the wrong position, so thinking that it was not in the place that it actually was, this is going to be a little bit of a waste. So he really needs to be able to get it on the second go-around with that Tango, but already a relatively decent battle going off in the mid lane here. Up in the top stages, it's going to be this Lifestealer up against the Batrider, and this kind of sucks right here for the Batrider. He's not really going to be able to find a kill ever on the Lifesteal. He's really going to have to try and kill off Jubei, if anybody.
Yeah, he needs to be really cautious too, because if King Tekka comes too close to Lifesteal in the open moves, now this is a good play. Pressuring the support, forced axe.
Oh my god, this is going to be in first blood. They're going to be able to chase him down and maybe going to be able to do it. No, they get the first blood on the Batrider. Jubei stays alive. The wand charge is keeping him up, and my god, really huge play right there. Ends up being able to turn it around onto the Batrider.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That was a total suicide play. I mean, there's no way you think you're getting out of that one. You're trying to get just like the first blood trade and make it favorable. We'll see Batriders attempt that at times. When you don't get it, it's an extremely risky play for a reason. Now he's still in trouble.
Oh no,
Could be dead with level 2 here on the Glimpse. Still far possible.
That was really, this is problematic already right from the start. You never want to see this, and particularly, again, we've been talking about a somewhat greedy tri-core-ish type thing coming on. He's not going to be able, like, if he goes back to the jungle to try and farm up there, that's going to really hurt his anti-mage or his Tinker, potentially.
Yeah, I think he'll be pretty happy that he's not the one with the bounty hunter on his team. He's actually going back after that lane. I guess it is fully pushed in, but soon enough, they want to wrangle control. They do have 2 supports outside of Freedom. They should be able to just draw this one back and really punish him, I think, if he comes back up there. They'll have to start relying on the jungle. Radiant side in the bottom lane. Next Mike, he's totally out of mana. I'm gonna assume just used it all. They do not have the mana drain yet. I thought maybe he was playing with like the old school offlane Doom matchup where time to get that early mana drain to try and limit its potential, but I suppose there is an anti-mage, right? That's kind of a hero that's good at that stuff. Forest mid.
Diving deep for this one, looking to see if he can find the kill, and Jericho not going to be able to do it. He is going to be able to dodge away, save his clarity, but zoning out the puck already 17 and 11 on this Tinker. You compare that to the 6 and 2 on the puck, and it's just been such a difficult game, and it's just going to be able to break that one again. So puck down to half HP. He's going to walk back into the lane, but my god, Team Freedom, it's kind of a weird dynamic because you've got the puck that's having a really tough time, and then maybe Batrider is going to be able to catch back up if they don't continue to punish him. It's a little bit rough.
Yeah, the thing about puck is you can see right there, he uses the orb to farm, but if he's ever going to use that orb for farm, he obviously needs to be like right here. Nowhere else he can go on this map. If he's out here and he tries to use his orb for farm, he's just going to get run down and die, right?
Yeah.
So the mischances, it's just, well, not even a mischance, it's just a blind, right? There's no option here. That laser hits you, you're not getting any last hits. So playing this really well from Leo style.
Oh.
Boris, nothing.
And Jericho just keeps on threatening Boris here in the mid lane. He can't really do anything at all. And previously we did see that this was the Elder Titan trying to make stuff happen, but he was trying to contend also with the Bat Rider. Maybe going to be able to find the kill. A couple of lasers go out. Eagle in a little bit of trouble. I think that he should be able to walk away from this one. But again, very high damage on both of these teams, and got to be careful with that. You might end up just going down yourself.
Yeah. Now, the meanwhile, Alex Mike is doing his thing down here, right? He's got a poor man's shield. He's got 2 points in the reactive armor. I don't think there's any way they kill him.
Huh.
5 mins.
That's interesting. I'm not
That
exactly...
sounds like something Alex Mike would be flipping South America for.
Why is that? What are you talking?
Typical
Oh, yeah.
Mike complaining about South American pauses.
Yeah.
It's like every game of Dota 2 in my life.
Well, this is interesting. Apparently there's something up. They're all in the same team house still, is that correct? Or did they all end up moving out instead?
I would assume they wouldn't be there still, just like they were probably there for boot camping, but
Okay.
leading up into Manila trying for those qualifiers. I don't think they're still there, but I don't actually know.
Yeah. Well, a very unfortunate thing going on. Where's Mineski? I don't know what is happening right here. They're Mineski's in Southeast Asia. That's where they're at. Get out of play your game. Let's go, Mike. Get Eagle back in here.
And where is Francis anyway? Who do they have? Pay attention, it's Boris. Boris Dota.
Mr. Boris.
It says Francis. No Francis today.
Huh. Well, we'll take a look real quick at net worth and a couple other graphy type things. It's pretty early into the game, but already you're seeing that Freedom is off to an experience lead and a net worth lead. I gotta imagine that that's mainly just because of the Bat Rider at the beginning. You compare him to what Mike's been able to get in that offlane level 3 versus level 4. It's going pretty well for Mike, and he just keeps on getting those reactive armor stacks up, so he should be fairly survivable even against the anti-mage. I guess you kind of have to be worried, particularly late game, about Mana Void. On for Team Freedom side, they got a fairly few squishy high mana heroes.
Yeah, I haven't really considered the old ulti from the Animage. It's terrifying.
Are we really going to be here for 5 minutes? I'm not exactly sure.
I think Mike was serious, man.
Oh.
Yes. Bird, Mr. Eagle needed something. Oh, the state of the lanes here in terms of like the overall net worth and everything. No one's taken a massive lead. It's like 250 gold. We've only had 2 kills. The game will probably start to kick off slower for NoT today because of how slow the Bat Rider's going, right? Like, there's nothing that would stop us from just going straight Battle Fury this game. I don't think he would be going for the Vanguard. He already has the poor man shield, so that should be out of the way here anyway. It's not really necessary this game. Not going to be enough pressure coming into his lane.
Okay.
And that's a problem right away, I think. When you can immediately say, no, he doesn't need it. Seems to be a problem for an Animage draft. Like, in Freedom's eyes, where they're like, oh shit, we can't punish this guy at all right now. So his stuff's going fine. Lion, your friend. It's okay. He's punching creeps. He doesn't really care about his gold income this game. It's more concerned about his Bat Rider. Our Bounty Hunter hasn't gotten anything done here. Got 1 last hit, and he's 0-0-0.
Well, I mean, he's gotten level 2, and he's been able to shut down Puck pretty significantly, I guess. Like, that's one thing that you could say about him. Like, Tinker is off to a huge start. 23-12, compare that to the 9-2. Boris has been having a rough time. I guess you could also say, though, that Elder Titan was there at the start, so maybe it ends up being relative to what ET is doing. It's not as much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to say he isn't doing anything. You did
Yeah.
just take away like 3/4 of Boris's HP between those 2 towers, which is pretty sick. But at the same time, this is your first overall pick
Right.
that you're kind of thinking you want to get a lot of domination into your lanes with. But the way they drafted their heroes, they didn't give him anyone to help besides the Tinker. Like with his nukes and everything, Bat Rider can't really sync up with the Bounty Hunter all too much unless he gets like 5 stacks on a solo. That's out the window the way this lane's gone.
Right. I think that's probably a big part of it too. You're just talking about it right there, like that maybe if Bat Rider hadn't ended up dying in that first couple of minutes, you see the Bounty Hunter roam up into that lane and find a kill on the Disruptor. But because Bat Rider was you can't do that anymore. Basically, after dying twice, like, what else are you really going to do as a bounty hunter? It probably, to me, feels like it's not exactly the way that Not Today wanted this game to be going, but I'd still feel pretty comfortable with it, with the anti-mage and Tinker farming well.
Yeah, Tinker's about to crack into level 5 too. That laser, 240 pure damage versus a puck. I would be very tempted to take that up here because of how easy it is to zone him out. Like all these defensive measures that we're so used to the puck having, not gonna help against laser. You're gonna get hit. That's how it is. The range is decent. If you want to punch creeps, Leo Styles is just gonna sit right there across that high ground and keep. And you don't have anywhere else to go. You're a puck. Attacks. There's no rotations yet because you're only level 4.5, so you can't get 6, can't really have anyone else out. But what else does he have to do?
Yeah.
Fill up that third point in laser, he's just, I don't even know, soaking EXP mid, I guess.
Yeah, it's a problem. There's not a whole lot for him to do at this stage. I guess the other thing that I would say is, like, with the Timber Sun not really being able to effectively pressure the anti-mage, do you think the Lion could try and run around and make some stacks in the jungle on top of pulling consistently? Does that seem like a fairly decent way to play this, or do you think that maybe it'd be worth it for the Bounty Hunter to roam down and try and see if they could kill off the Timber?
Well, I mean, he has no mana, and he did stop at just the 2 points in the reactive armor, which is understandable when you don't feel like there's a kill threat with the current setup in the lane. Maybe it would be enough. Doesn't have a stick, no stored mana here.
No mango?
No mango. Hey, they're probably just gonna wait till level 6. Nas do his thing.
I'm looking to see what is actually going to end up happening.
I mean, Mike said hi.
I don't know what's going on.
He didn't say Ola this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but he did Ola back. Hi back. Oh, he Ola'd back.
Oh, that's
This is really. We should dig deeper into this. It's like really important stuff.
Let's play the game. Oh
Go
my
call.
god, Mike, I hate you. I can't believe you just did that. Whatever, it's fine. I'm sure there was something that was up with it. Like, there's probably an issue. I'm not giving enough credit. All of a sudden, my frame rate is dropping all the kinds of crazy. Are you still having okay performance?
Yeah, everything's still fine for me.
Oh my god. All right, maybe I'm getting DDoS. No, I'm not. We're fine. Well, it looks like Jericho's going to walk back into lane here, and they've kind of forced the Batrider out of lane himself. He's going back into the jungle now as well.
Yeah, nice little play bottom by Mike too. Comes in and interrupts the pull being attempted there. Gonna try and ensure, like, this is the safety zone. I don't think, as long as you're anywhere up above this, I don't think Bounty coming in is gonna do anything, even with a lion stun. He just doesn't want to be like down here or over here, like contested waves, right? And then maybe Bounty can do something mid lane. Okay, it happened.
Yeah, he walked right up there, and they were able to find him out. Jericho now is going to go down as well. Tried to backstep away from that Astral Spirit, but didn't end up getting in time. They rotated and found a return kill, but still totally not worth it. This is, and like you can see, Lifestealer unobstructedly also just trying to cut the creep wave to create any space possible for the puck. But they're not biting. They're going to let that go down if they keep on shutting down the puck, because he's a hard hero to come back from.
Yeah, it looks like they managed to bait out the phase shift somehow, using the rockets at level 3, getting the kill.
It was they baited out the phase shift with the right click from the bounty hunter, because Boris had walked a little bit too far forward, and they had that ward down that was spotting the bounty, but not realizing that the follow-up was going to be too much for him.
Well, they dust up Jericho here.
Yeah, Jubei taking a lot of damage. The rocket's going to come through. He's going to end up going down now. Also, Eagle in a little bit of trouble. They're going to jump forward, kill off the bounty, and might be able to turn this back around onto Boris. Getting vision, the flame break, pushing Boris away again. They don't have enough mana as of yet for the rockets, though, and this is going to have to be a retreat for the bounty hunter, or rather the Batrider, not wanting to get picked off there.
Alright, well, you can really see that natural order coming in early. Like, so many of our pucks going for Veils these days, trying to magic damage. And since Mike was in fact level 4 when I pointed the points to reactive armor, XP. Yeah, he will go for the third.
He is going to get brought down a little bit at least. They've got the glimpse back. That just goes to show, though, the regen is so ridiculous on that hero.
He just hates himself back mid on Leo style, too.
It's not really that afraid. Chakram forward, a little bold of him, but Just wants to get up at Benjez. They've got the Bounty Hunter that's here as well now. Might be able to do something, but again, with 15 reactive armor stacks, I don't think they can really actually punish him at all. He's not really going to be able to do anything.
And even with 3 heroes here and no mana, that's got to be kind of depressing, right? Timber saw a good hero. Guess we see why they take it early. And where are we at on our Tinker Watch anyway? Leo, 1400 gold, trying to get into those bots. He's getting range creeps under the towers. Life looks good.
It's so weird right now because, again, like, I feel like there's just going to be this rotation over and they're going to see if they can find a kill, but I don't think that the Disruptor Elder Titan combo can really do anything here. They end up dropping the ward behind that, but the Bat Rider spots them. And the Jericho's over here as well. Everybody's just moving around. Nobody is laning right now. There's no experience being gained. They're going to go into Jubei.
Coming in.
Get the dust. Going to try and find the kill onto Jericho. He should end up dropping now, and yeah, he's gonna pay for it.
All right, we did it, guys. 4 heroes. We got that bounty. While our Tinker and our AM just totally unpressured. And well, we talked about like not today, possibly going into like a pushier strategy where they wanted to beat out like this Bloodstone or something like that. But at the same time, when you open up with an Elder Titan, right off the bat, we said that they're not going to have any sort of a like overall roamer, right? Like, don't generally see that with the Elder Titan. You see a secondary support hero to go with it, and seeing that you're able to go greedy on the Radiant side, Tinker and his AM, knowing that there's not going to be any early support rotations that are going to do anything to you.
Are you seeing this down the bottom lane? Ben just keeps pump faking his mana void onto IX Mike, and Mike just throws his chakram at him and runs at him. They're like just little battles here and there, trying to mess with each other's heads slightly. But mid lane is where a lot more action is going to be going down, as they've already committed the Dream Coil. Not going to be able to find the Tinker though, and looks like they're going to be able to back out of there. Okay. In a second, I might need to reconnect. My frame rate's going a little bit crazy. I think it might be something with the server. XC getting jumped on. Lifestealer is going to be able to find that kill, and that's an easy one with the armlet. He is really freaking farmed. 4,400 gold already on this guy.
Yeah, this is what they need too. His rotation coming in, because nothing else is really going particularly well. Not like IX Mike isn't farmed, but he needs a lot to come online here. It's all up to him. Try and get Boris a little bit of gold through some kills. Be some infest bombs coming through, but they've used up that first Dream Coil now. Life looking good. How many merchants do we even? So he is up to the 2 already. Wow, he's actually almost up to level 8. Kill time. Okay, well, Simbi's taking a laser and he's rage under a tower. Everything's fine. And there you're in.
Look at me, we did
setting.
it. Oh my god, he's gonna end up dying though. Tinker ends up dying to the
Oh,
puck.
glimpse back.
That's a lot of gold going their way. Bounty Hunter gets to deny, but
Just get him.
oh,
Glimpse
such
gone.
luck.
Good play, not dusting there. Better.
Communication with his team. It's what the boot camp will get you. But Benjaz bottom lane, they're going back for the treads at this point. You do have Eagle that's spotting out Benjaz here and looking to see if he can make something happen. Arcane Boots and Soul Ring means that he can get a quick little burst of mana if he needs to try and mess with this anti-mage. He's going to end up dropping potentially. They go for the Timber Chain and the Chakram, but not able to bring him down as of yet. Eagle's still going to chase, but not going to be able to find him. Top lane though. Look out, XD. That was an easy one. All right.
Okay. Nice. Good stuff. Excellent use of communication as well as name tagging.
That's good stuff, man. I gotta say, I've missed the American Dota. It's some good stuff when you get a chance to see it, and it's true and natural form. Bottom lane is going to end up getting taken down as Benjaz and Leo Stylers trying to bring the mid-tier 1 tower down. Jericho's still in the area, so they might be able to come back and defend this if they want. But it seems like it'd be a pretty big ask for them. They've already got 2 tracks up. There's the double shuriken going to go out. Hits Eagle. He's dropping down fairly low, but nothing yet.
It's so scary to think, like, this Tinker just shows up and presses some buttons, man. Your HP is just gone.
Oh,
then now.
Speaking of which, he's going to toss out a couple of those rockets. Has the rearm available. Might throw a second one if he wants to, but just going to save his mana for the moment.
And even gets the deny. So, overall, successful here. And the fact that he's already up to this level, of course, doesn't necessarily care about the tower too much. All it does is potentially open up this jungle harder for them to maybe make some ganks on the side. Not if they catch a couple heroes. Freedom overextending.
Alright, well. Eagle He's got a pretty quick boots on as well as the wind lace, so he can move around pretty rapidly, get to where he needs to go to. And
Oh,
also
they're gonna
got-
try and lasso Mike, it looks like.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jericho there. Seeing if they can
They're
find
bringing
it. Also going to
everybody.
bring in the Lion. This is a very tanky fella. They need to be able to bring him down. And can drain away his mana. Finger of Death comes out. Mana Void as well. They find the kill. They didn't even need it. Bounty Hunter is the one that ends up getting the final. And that was a track kill as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's relatively close enough that, actually, no, there's no way they get there in time. So Simi is just like 5 in tower right now. Just using that DD rune to push the wave. And also, pressure here, unfortunately, does run out. Just needs a little bit of free room, but doesn't look like they'll be able to come in here. Mike immediately started pinging, too. Once he saw, like, how many heroes were coming, he's like, yo, go top, go top.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's good reaction as well. They've already taken that tier 1 in the top very early on. We talked about how they want to be aggressive as well. Hand of Midas is actually going to be coming out in a little bit for the Lifestealer. They've hit the stomp in the mid lane. XD might be the person that pops if he ends up walking up this hill, but at least for now, with the rotations over from Leo, Sal, and Jericho, they're going to need to be a little bit careful. They spot him out. There's the jump forward as well as the silence, and he is going to end up falling there. A quick and easy one going their way.
Yeah, still great to get a kill. I think that they're definitely looking for some bigger targets right now to try and get back into like a controlling position in this game. Not that Sunbi isn't a monster, and he's very scary. Now he's been picking up a Midas, but that even kind of tells the story of they know that they can't just like start killing the Tinker over and over and use that advantage to pressure and win this game. He has to get a little bit more farm and try and keep up here because this game will not be ending, I don't think, in the next 20 minutes.
That's really the thing that I was having trouble with also, is that this game is going to go later. I don't see a great way for Freedom even to break high ground and take a lane of Rax, honestly. We're seeing them do it just by cutting the creep wave constantly with the Lifestealer, but it's pretty hard to cut creep waves at the tier 3 tower. And so I feel like the plan has to be to try to sort of put a stranglehold on this farm eventually, which is just, it's so hard to do against the Anti-Mage and a Tinker. And I mean, we're seeing the AM even build now back into sort of a bit more of a fighty type of build, as it looks like he's trying to finish off a Yasha's. I missed a kill in the mid lane. Lifestealer, guess what? He blows up a line pretty quick.
Yeah, it wasn't very exciting. Just the old phase in, do things, press rage. Line can't any of his buttons on top of you, so. Talking about like choking them out and everything between the team, it's also very difficult right now from Team Freedom because they don't have any vision hero. I mean, they have Spirit. Yeah, that's okay, but compare that to something like this Bounty Hunter who can not only track you but roam around the map invis, compared to, of course, the Beastmaster, one of the biggest heroes of the patch. What do they have to rely on? Like a scan right now. So when you're trying to get up these like glimpses and everything, they don't even have a Duke Salt or a Night Stalker. They have no really easy way to do it. Their ward game's going to be mega on point, but if it's sort of a gem for the side of NoT today, which they could get done, they have a Bat Rider, right? Huge for them. He does have to still get into that 4-staffer, perhaps the now rather common, at least in my games, it seems to be the Bat Rider drums. CIS Dota are all over it, man.
Well, that's the way to be. The item is still pretty great. I mean, just for that increased movement speed, tankability slightly. It's worth noting that NoT today realized that Roche was going on the whole time. Jubei was tracked up, and they make the beeline for the top tower. They want to try and take this one out instead, take down one of their own, and you know they're going to trade an objective for an objective. It's not the best in the world, but again, I think Freedom at this stage really need to get a lot done, and it's going to be hard for that to happen, particularly if their jungle starts maybe getting encroached upon a little bit, and the Tinker has more room to roam around. So a pretty nice little start for them. Again, Yasha and Vanguard, but it looks like Jericho's going to be able to spot out Jubei, and they might be able to find a quick and easy kill. Meanwhile, up their top is Lifestealer. He might be jumping in as well. They drop the stack storm. Finger of Death comes from afar, and Jericho should be okay controlling boards for the moment. They've already lost the Bat Rider, and it looks like they are going to lose that Bounty Hunter. XD, yeah, he's in trouble. There's the silence, but this should be a quick and easy one as he ends up falling. 3 kills going the way of Team Freedom.
Alright, can't say I was expecting a 4-man shield and Vanguard Anti-Mage, but that is just some Dota 2 action for folks. I mean, if you're starting off the edge, not a massive investment anyway, but not feeling comfortable enough going for that Battle Fury. I don't know, I feel like you make this pick, you gotta be going kind of all in, right? But we've talked about how it seems difficult for the side of Freedom to choke them out and stop all that split and everything. At the same time, if I start to think about Freedom like running into the space, they also don't have the best AoE team fight on the side of NoT today. Like, they have, sure, like March of the Machines, but if that Tinker, you know, goes down, there's really nothing to save them. Cindy. Yeah, he's fine. But they're even going for a Desolator on top of Cindy to help this push.
Yeah. And this seems to me like maybe one of the options that you could go for is, you know, hit a timing around your second big item from Lifestealer where you just win the game there.
Ooh,
they're going to
on
jump onto Mike, but my god, he is so tanky as is. They're still going to bring him down, but it took him a little while. Was that... Oh, that was his Bloodstone that came in right at the end? And it has 8 charges.
Yeah, he lost it.
Wow. Oh, that's
Brutal.
huge.
Oh, that is really big for Side out there. That's going to slow down his progression so heavily. Like, and just in terms of him split pushing, right? Because you know that the Tinker's going to have at least one wave, and they were thinking, okay, great, Timbersaw can push one lane all by himself. He's very hard to kill. Combination of getting that Bloodstone, and the fact that they just have an amount of magic damage. Yeah, you look at his HP, and it's huge, but it doesn't matter. It comes to a Bat Rider, a Lion, a Tinker. Shoot right through Mike.
Well, it's really unfortunate, and yeah, it's starting to really show a couple of the cracks in Freedom's draft. They are breaking the smoke now, so they should realize that they're up here, but no jump comes out, and so because of that, Jericho should be able to... Well, now he's in trouble. There's the pop, and he should end up dying here, as they had vision on him the whole time. Well played.
Alright, well these are the kind of picks that they need. Like, this is Juve's role this game. Trying to help get someone down before they go into these objectives, give themselves a little bit of advantage. Down the bottom lane, XD. Get the DD rune, he's trying to stock up onto Eagle. Big bad bird! Living! No, cooked turkey today. Head on home.
That's good stuff. And now they're going to be able to take the mid tier 2 tower. They've got 4 heroes here. They're in a really comfortable spot. Again, you do have the split push that's coming out from Benjaz and is getting close to that battle fury if that is what he wants to go back for. But now we're going to pull Mike again. He's got 9 Bloodstone charges, but he's just going to end up popping a third time for him where he's gotten caught out by that Bat Rider. I would be so upset if I was him. 6 Bloodstone charges now. Oh, God.
Yeah, we talk about how not today, like, haven't really been picking the hero all too often, not going for it lately, and seeing why, right? This hero, despite not playing it all too much in recent games, it is so insanely good versus the Timbersaw. There's nothing he can do. As Boris does catch out Leo to stop that TP.
In trouble, and yeah, the Chakram's gonna finish him off, so he takes back one of those Bloodstone charges for himself, and again, he's building into that hood to try and just get that more survivability. Meanwhile, XD walks into a little bit of trouble. He's probably gonna end up falling there, and they're gonna chase a little bit further forward. They glimpse back the Bat Rider. He's in trouble now too. Nice blink away, but I don't know if it's gonna end up saving him, trying to get to the high ground. Looks like he should be able to get out of there. Oh, good plays. IX Mike pulls Sunbay into him, but I think that this Bat Rider should still get away. That was a really nice play, but it didn't end up working out. Boris goes for the blink, but not going to be able to find him.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mike picking the wrong tree, it seems, this time. On the high ground instead of the low ground, if they might have want to try that. But then again, you want to be on the high ground in case that just makes that pretty hard hero to track down in that situation.
I mean, it was good chase and it was good escape from both sides. I think it was just that, you know, Bat Rider, he's a pretty survivable hero if you're capable of getting to the sort of up and down angles. Bottom lane, you've still got Leo Style who's able to push these lanes out, and that is going to mean that Lifestealer can't find the kill on him as he blinked into the trees. And as this game goes on, I feel like this might be the slow turn. Again, it's only 6 kills to 16, but that really doesn't mean a lot when it's been such high priority kills for Team Freedom when they've been losing Mike. Oh, Finger of Death? Dead? Boris trying to kill off 2, a really nice one. Elder Titan finds it, but they lose their Lifestealer. That's the team
damage
fight.
Boris did? That is, I mean, what a hero, Elder Titan. Level 3 natural order, my god.
Yeah.
They melted.
That was some pretty good stuff. Again, it's
1300 damage from the puck. Welcome to Elder Titan, ladies and gentlemen. That is just madness.
Who needs a veil? Apparently.
No, totally unnecessary.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Jericho's building into his mechanism to try and increase his survivability, but again, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I do like that Mike has ended up going back for this Hood of Defiance. He desperately needed some more form of survivability, and oh god, they're chasing him. Might be able to find this kill. No, not going to be able to get it. They're looking. Not today. They
needed a against the Tinker, so what better hero to grab it than just the Timbersaw when he's getting bursted down by all this magic damage. I'm loving this build right now for Benos. It's just, you know, going for that mana style. He can blow up one of these supports or just instantly burn the mana of either the Timbersaw or the Probably the Disruptor, I suppose, great target. But even Mike, I mean, if you hop on top, if he stunned up or something, like obviously if he's death, but right into Jericho, you can take a turn this? Nah, you're on your own.
I think they're fine with that, though, again. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Oh, God, that was close. Tinker is going to be able to escape from that one as he TP'd on back home. And meanwhile, over to the side here, yeah, Boris not going to end up getting taken out with Benjaz. I would agree. I think the other thing is the taking off the silence from the puck. Like, you can blow somebody up, but also it's another survivability item, because I think that Team Not Today realized that all they really have to do is draw out this game as long as possible, keep the Anti-Mage and Tinker alive, and they should be okay.
I mean, you say that, but Midas?
That's true. That's a good point.
That's it. It's pretty much over at this point. I wouldn't want to go anywhere later than like 30 minutes before he just gets out of control. I've seen what he can do already.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. They tried to jump onto the puck, not going to be able to find him. Oh, Dream Coil, glimpse back. All right, that's a very dead Bat Rider. Very well played, and it was a lot thrown out for that one, and that actually stopped their push in their tracks, but they probably weren't going to go high ground at that point anyways. Now a Basher picked up. Man, he's getting items very fast. Benjaz is farming up Storm.
Cindy needs to be careful. He's going to get spotted here. No, he's kind of deep. I guess they don't want to tangle with this. Once Rage runs out, though, they hit a Lion here. There's no way they think he's alone. That might just be what it is.
Well, they're going to chase. I think it's because they spotted a couple other heroes up top that they might have felt comfortable going for that, but not going to opt to go for it. He rages away and should be able to escape. Meanwhile, on the other side, a really nice setup there. Eagle was able to stomp from the fog, but I don't think that Benjaz can really do anything, or rather, I don't think that they can do anything to kill Benjaz. He should be able to survive through that.
Well, they're going to smoke up, look for a leading kill to Roshan here. Even the line will be enough. I mean, the Blink Infest Bomb. XD!
That's been a rough game for him. He just...
well.
Yeah.
It's fun.
He's been doing his job. He's been finding the pickoffs when it's necessary, being the sacrificial lamb, and you know, you never want to lose somebody.
It's Mike and a lasso.
Oh no, they're gonna try and interrupt it, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. He has to go for the suicide. Meanwhile, on the other side, Elder Titan, he is going to end up, you know, but God, this has been such a difficult Timbersaw game. He has been getting hammered.
Yeah, one of the issues when you pick your heroes so early in the game, this does happen quite a bit, like, right? I mean, it'd be as a Baden or anything else. They tend to get banned out so early that he get up sooner than maybe your typical off-laner. Then again, like, Darkseers and Beastmasters aren't quite as easy to counter, or the counters aren't quite as hard, but this full-out lineup from Not Today, just the Bat Rider combined up with the Anti-Mage, a lot of stuff that's making who does not want to buy that BKB item.
Oh, they spot out Jericho. Gem on the Disruptor means that they're going to be able to find that, and unfortunately, it's kind of just been the story where Not Today's supports have been consistently picked off over and over again, and I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it, because also as the game goes on, they need to make sure that those supports stay alive. Like, you have to itemize to keep your Lion and Bounty Hunter alive, I feel like. I guess I'm not sure how you do that, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a slight issue here. Looks like they're going to group up this tower. A little bit disappointing, I think, that they weren't able to get the Roshan when they picked off the Lion. Like, losing Mike, I don't know if that was enough, but the lanes are just always so damn pushed too. Another thing that's hindering the side of the Freedom. Much more hesitant to go for one of these objectives if anything's close to the tower, because they don't want to give up any map control. They've done great so far. They've only lost 2 towers versus an AM and a Tinker that have been totally untouched.
Well, and we're going to see now if they can finally break high ground. Again, we talked about picking up that Midas for the Lifestealer. Man, he was probably going to try and wait for his second big item after it to try and make something happen. And down bottom lane, they are going to be able to find one, a quick and easy one again. XD. It hurts, but now he's going to have this Lincoln Sphere coming in, and this might make him a little bit more survivable. Still, I would imagine that they're going to want to try and jump on Mike regardless, right? Like, that's the hero you go on with the Bat Rider.
Yeah, it would seem to me that that would be the option here.
Maybe he puts the Lincolns on Mike. Maybe that's the play.
Well, the other thing is that Sunby is going to be at some point where he is just massively farmed when it comes to the death, so he's going to be the one that's sieging up on the high ground, so having a Lincoln Sphere on top of him is going to be pretty huge.
Okay.
They do have Bounty Hunter, though, so in any one of those situations, Link doesn't do anything. Like, you just track from a distance, and then you get blink lassoed.
The other thing is that they haven't really been able to allow this bounty hunter to accelerate and farm in the way that you normally see. He's still been able to find track kills, which has helped out his team to some extent, but they've only found 7 kills throughout the whole course of this game, and not all of them have been tracked. So because of that, he doesn't have his mechanism up. He's not providing as much as you would normally see from a bounty hunter. It's been much more a story of just anti-mage and Tinker taking over the game and carrying NoT today on their shoulders.
Okay. You don't have this like constantly getting track kills from a Tinker and everything like that. It's just all rat. It's all information being provided. Now, mind you, once the high ground push does come, and maybe they can get some kills to Trackles, pushing them a little bit further up in terms of their overall lead here.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, they are in the deficit. Heroes farming.
Yeah. Well, and you talk about that. Freedom 5,000 gold lead, 7,500 experience lead.
Boris is linking up here. He's gonna find Benhaz. Benhaz won't know that he's aware of his position.
This is a scary moment right here. Again, you do have Blink as well as the Abyssal and Manta, but
he's out of there. He probably thinks he's over here now.
Ooh.
Consistently moving, but he TP's back home.
Indeed.
Bottom.
Bounce the Batrider does have a Blink up again in a second, but is going to drop before he's capable of doing anything. And
All
just
right.
like that,
Time
that
to
might
go
be the
mid.
key. Yeah, this is a scary moment. The Batrider does not have buyback for another 600 gold either, so he's off the battle lines for another 30 seconds. This is definitely their moment if they can do it. Pipe up on IX Mike, let's go. They're doing it. They're moving up high ground.
Oh man, that's so clutch. Like, I was just looking at him like, oh shit, he doesn't have a pipe yet though. Like, this hard to get the waves, and then the courier flies in with it. It's like, all right, perfect. The high ground.
Oh, Jubei's taking a lot of damage, though. They got to be careful. Again, you don't have a ton of farm right now in the Tinker. His Aether Lens is in his stash and can do a little bit more damage. They throw out one more Stomp. They have the track as well. Shuriken bouncing around a little bit, trying to kill off this creep wave, but they've already lost to melee barracks. On the bottom lane, the anti-mage is starting to split push, though, so it does look like they're going to retreat, at least for the moment. With the Batrider back up, they didn't want to get greedy, but that was a huge play right there for Freedom. They really needed that one.
Yeah, having these towers left over is like a big buffer right now. Just kind of a screw you over to NoT today. Like, we're going to take your melee racks, you're going to try and split push this time. Well, you get a tier 1. I think they'll take that trade and be very happy about it. It's Boris again just scouting these sidelines. Definitely a value game when it comes to clipboards, that's for sure. And Tinker.
Some good stuff. Mike is going to try and push this out. He is going to be able to get the creep wave past the March of the Machine, so no luck in terms of keeping that one pressured away. Now you're taking a look at the side of Freedom. They're moving down the bottom lane. Like, if they could get one more lane of racks, or at least just one more melee racks, this game becomes a lot easier for them. It's already a little bit difficult because they've got those supers mid, but if they can get another one, it would be huge.
Yeah, and they still have, what is that, a minute 50 now left. Pressuring down the bottom lane, mid's in a pretty good spot. Top, not ideal, but if you can get a second lane of racks, you'd even be happy, honestly, losing like your tier 3 top, right? Like, this is just time to go. We are at a good power point for us right now. We don't have these massive items up right now on the animation, so in order to defend against this, we will be getting that Tinker with his Aghanim Scepter. Now, this changes things massively for the background.
Yeah, and already starting to stack up those March of the Machines. Needs to be careful about the movement that comes in, but again, those 4 rockets also being able to have that refraction out from the laser. We do have several heroes. Nobody's back home. Oh my god. They're looking. They're going to be able to jump on him. They're going to be able to find him. Oh no, they don't. The pop out, the lift up with the Yule Scepter. He's going to be able to get jumped on though after that, and he's going to go down. He just fought out, and guess what? He doesn't have buyback for 65 gold. They're going to be able to jump onto Mike now, blow him up, but I think that that's going to be the extent of it. As after the Tinker's gone, it was a really good play, but I don't think that it was worth it enough because now they can't really push anymore. Well, maybe.
I think they're going to think otherwise. No Tinker. They have to go for this, it seems.
Blink back by Lion. They've got the jump forward. They've still got to contend with an anti-mage. He does have Abyssal back up in 10 seconds. And it
Time
looks
to
like,
run, I think.
Yeah. Would have loved to get a little bit more out of this one. Well, somebody, he's going for it. They want to take this. They break the linkage. There's the jump forward. Abyssal's starting to drop low. He's going to pop. That's at least one. They do have the Flaming Lasso to follow this up if they want. Nothing to break it for the moment. There's going to be the Earth Spike. They've also got Boris. He's in a lot of trouble, and it looks like they are going to be able to kill off that Life Stealer. Maybe finding another huge Hex coming out. XD finds it finally after being picked on all freaking game long. He gets one going his way. Huge plays.
can't say. Did they think that was gonna go well, just staying with 3 heroes? I'm not sure what they were like. Game plan they were waiting for. I expected to see back in because he had bots, but the Tinker was gonna be back online too. So if you don't have your disruptor, it seems like an odd choice to be going for that. They just stuck around way too long. Perhaps kill and then like rage TP Aegis maybe, but the last was still online, of course. Is no.
Yeah, I think that they just, with the Tinker down, they felt like they had to get more there, and I can't say that I blame them. Again, this window is closing very rapidly for Team Freedom in terms of what they're capable of doing. I think that NoT Today have just played it really well. Like, you think about that mid, they let their melee barracks die, they didn't try and overcommit for it, they knew they weren't going to be able to defend it, and so they let it fall, and then as soon as Batrider was back up, they were ready to party again. And overall, it seems like really disciplined play coming from NoT Today, and Team Freedom just under the gun. Not that they're playing bad necessarily, but I think that the draft of NoT Today is just, it leaves them open to go high or to go later.
Yeah, I certainly can't blame anyone playing against Tinker and Anti-Mage. Maybe possibly making a poor decision when it comes to staying later than they should get munched on. No Ghost Scepter still going for that very greedy Aghanim Scepter.
You think that the Ghost Scepter is going to be the next one at this stage? They kind of got to go for that?
It depends. When you're doing more of the split push, it's certainly a decent item. Maybe not so much this game, because it only is going to help you against Sunbeam. He doesn't even have Bash or something that you're saving yourself against.
Okay.
It's kind of like a common Tinker item in a lot of cases. Maybe not since the old Blade got murked, but either way, they're back with 3 more heroes, but this time they've got 2 more backing them up. Not just going to be a trio. I like this, the orb scouting.
They don't have Tinker back up for another 20 seconds. This is maybe a little bit greedy for NoT Today. Never mind, they jump forward, are going to be able to find the Life Stealer, and he is suddenly going to end up going down. Another huge pick, no Aegis, no nothing. Oh man, and that was huge. And now you've also got BKB online for this anti-mage. He's going to try and bring down the puck here. Finds the Earth Spike, but that's still going to be XD dead. Can they kill off another? There's going to be the Scepter down, and might be able to find another one there. His puck is going to end up falling in the end. IX Mike trying to chase down the Batrider. It looks like they're going to be able to find Eagle, as there's the Earth Spike that comes out on the other side of the battle, though Boris should be able to escape. So still 3 dead. And man, it's starting to feel like NoT Today are hitting their stride.
Yeah, first it was the Aghanim Scepter. And that was the thing that was going to be kind of that big saving item, but at this rate, like this Abyssal Blade coming with Benhaz is just terrifying. They can pop on whoever they want, start sending up into these Lincoln Spheres and like getting on top. The track is good against Lincolns.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that he went for it. I totally understand it in a lot of aspects, but at the same time, that would be a big thing you'd be concerned about. Yeah, Mike is just getting anti-maged. Glimpse might be enough? Wow, I did not think he would get enough mana for that stick.
That was a really good play. Yeah, Lion was able to jump onto him and find the initial comeback there, but it wasn't quite enough to find the kill as the Disruptor was keeping him alive. Yeah, it's weird right now, because again, it's maybe one of those situations where Lotus Orb would have been a stronger item, because then at least Benjaz has to Abyssal himself, whereas just being able to pop that Lincoln's right from the start, it really causes trouble. But I guess you don't really want to build that on like a Life Stealer. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good point to make. Loso could be a nice item for one of these supports to pick up here. Unfortunately, none of the cores are really suitable for it, and it looks like it's going to be the Refresher from Eagle. Man, going for the double stomp Earth Splitter plays? That is some intense stuff right there.
That is terrifying.
I can't even handle that.
40% movement slow, 40% of max HP as damage twice. So 80% of your max HP dealt as damage. If you can get 2 of them off, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble, though. It looks like he is going to fall, and that's 200 gold out the window. Meanwhile, also the Life Stealer getting ran down a little bit. They haven't been able to find him as of yet. Missiles flying everywhere, and it looks like they're going to leave it for the moment to jump in, trying to find the kill, and they are going to be able to do it. Benjaz doing a ton of damage to this Life Stealer again, as they end up being able to break the Lincolns on the other side. Static Storm down, not enough damage as of yet. That's 1 that goes through with the Earth Splitter, but not enough. Nice silence comes out, but there's the 4-staff well from Jericho, keeping him alive for the moment, and it looks like he is going to be able to blink away on nothing. Glimpse back into a Chakram. Can they kill him off? He is going to finally fall. So they find him down for 77 seconds. It looks like Mike is going to be able to chase down Jericho, but Lion already killed off another. Life Stealer went down to him, sniped from afar, and XD gets away unharmed. Meanwhile, Jericho ends up 4-step.
No way.
He's going to be able to walk away. They can't find a Chakram. No, they get the kill. Well played there by Mike.
No. He goes to the one spot where there's trees over here. Like, it's one of these two directions. Good game by Mike. Like, and it's such a hard thing to escape from.
Oh, my God.
Batrider's been doing so much work, honestly. Not quite enough that fight. And Lincoln Sphere coming back, like, helping to drag them a little bit deeper. The fact that XD couldn't blow up that life stealer, as he went for the Earth Spike to keep him locked up near that tier 2 tower, and they might have been able to finish him without diving deeper.
I think that they did, didn't they? They blinked forward, and I think he got Finger of Death onto him.
Yeah, and then as he was like starting to retreat and like hop away, he popped another X, but or another Link. Not that it really mattered in the end.
Gotcha. Well, Tinker now.
Tinker.
Yeah, and I mean, this is, I guess, would you still quantify this as greedy at this point for the Tinker, or does he kind of need it? Oh my God, he's actually just going to get jumped on, but they don't hit the silence, and suddenly runs into XD. Oh no, say it ain't so. They've got the Earth Spike that comes down as well as the Hex, and Boris is just dead. It's been a rough game for him. Oh no.
And nice, Mike just picking up Lincolns of his own. He got a ton of gold from that last fight. Bloodstone back up to 8 charges too, so he's turned this one around for his own sake. Oh, Roshan, the next core target. Maybe enough to survive through a lasso here. Pressure coming out for him at the very... Here's my refresher anyway, come on now.
Nice.
600 gold away, 650.
And I think that still he has to save for buyback, right? Or do you think that you just go for refresher at this point? He's been able to blow up so early.
Screw it.
Yeah.
I feel like you just go for the refresher at this point. It depends on the state of the game.
Well, the other interesting thing to consider is that you're going to be able to do a lot of this damage. There isn't a pipe that's up as of yet for NoT today, so that magical damage with the natural order should be enough to find the kill. They're going to bring back the life stealer, might be able to find the kill. Oh, certainly with Benjaz jumps forward. My God, that damage is absurd. And now you're looking for a little bit more.
On your own, again, like the Sphere won't do anything if you're not even paired up with teammates to try and help you after that initial pop, because King Tekka just blinks in, goes to the Force Staff. Very nice, cool, collected thanks to this ward here. That made King Tekka get himself an easy kill. Mike, he's not out. Actually, he was there, so he didn't.
No.
Back needed.
Well, he's got his blink ready, and wants to make sure that he's capable of getting back there, helping out his team. Again, they don't have the best control on their lineup. You look at it, they've got like open wounds, they've got the glimpse and static storm from the disruptor. Like, so much of it depends upon that hero who's so easy to burst. And I just kind of feel like they need something more to be able to keep this AM or Tinker in place, and they haven't had the answer.
Yeah, now they're going to be giving up Roshan to the side of NoT as well.
Ooh. Well, you can see them moving in. Oh, this could be huge. They're going to end up going in. Oh, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. It looks like they're going to blink on back with the anti-mage. Haven't gone in yet. The sleep goes down on a Kentekka. Might be able to jump in. They break it. BKB already pop it. There's the jump board. Find Jubei. Oh, no more disruptor. This fight could go terribly for them. Boards is going to end up falling. Lion finds the kill. And suddenly, 2 very important heroes for Freedom die. And NoT today are assured the Aegis.
Yeah, that's a really hard fight with that Sunday. So much of their net worth is stacked up on top of him. 18k just behind Mike. Not able to join those fights. Very difficult in it. Really, it's how long his damn was, but he is level 20. Xeno style comes in on the Mike. It's got that Lincoln Sphere, so it's a little bit more difficult.
Oh my God. It's scary though, the damage that comes through there. You just gotta be so careful. Looking for the stomp, ends up being able to find the creeps. Again, this battle anti-mage that we've been seeing more and more of, it feels so strong to me, because you can be much more aggressive than you would otherwise with this hero, and you're survivable. It's just all good things. But it looks like they're gonna again burst through that creep wave, and I mean, Freedom have a pretty tough time. It's tough for NoT today to break high ground for them as well.
Yeah, that's something we haven't really had a chance to talk about, but it doesn't look like we still will.
Oh no, he's going to end up pulling back the life stealer again. So much damage, Finger of Death, everything leveled against him. Jubei is going to get chased down as well. There's going to be the flame break back, and it looks like they might be able to find another mana drain. Can they get the Hex Sports Step to the high ground? They've still got eyes on him and might be able to bring him there. There's the counter initiation coming in from the puck, and meanwhile Benjaz is going to jump after Mike, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Instead, it's just tier 3 tower. Well, playing a little bit of footsie with each other. They're going to call it off for the moment.
I mean, no Cindy, no Juve. This is a really hard hold here from the side of Freedom. They need big Earth Splitter plays. The refresher. No pressure, Big Grabber, but you're the only one who can save this one.
Let's see if he's capable of doing it again. Really good spacing by NoT today. They continue to break Lincolns whenever they get a chance to track up. They're going to have eyes on everything, and Mike needs to back out for the moment. If they jump on him with an Abyssal, he's basically just dead. But Benjaz is dropping fairly low. The Chakrams keep on going through. He has the Aegis still. If he wants to use it, dodges the Earth Splitter. No luck there. But he's got round 2 if he wants to go for it. Meanwhile, they've also got Disruptor. Oh, they're going to pull him back now, but there's going to be the BKB. It takes it off. And the disengage, as already the melee barracks is dead.
Yeah, at least that's all they lose, right? You knew it was going to be a hard hold. Game losing with how much time was still left on both of those heroes, but their own high ground siege is relying on only Benhaz. And although it is like a battle build, when you have like this, starting out with a Vanguard and everything like that, he's now moving into damage items much slower in terms of the overall progression, right? Generally, we'd be expecting like Butterfly or something already finished here.
Yeah, that is true. And I don't know if it hurts him in the context of this game, but you can definitely see how it could hurt him in other games, just because of the lack of acceleration, particularly against some of those other carries that, if they came online at the same time, it'd be hard to deal with. Like, if Lifestealer had the same farm that Anti-Mage did, this game would be great for Freedom, I feel like. But it isn't really going to be the case at this stage. Lifestealer is trying to build into that heart. They don't really have the greatest way to control anybody at this point, but I guess that you're not really going to find an ability to do it anyways, considering that he doesn't have any way to get on top of the Tinker. But that might do it. They've got the Hex up on Puck. Is this what they need? Is this the item?
Well, there's buyback on the Tinker, there's buyback on the Bat Rider, and there's buyback on the Anti-Mage, so I'm not too sure. He's, maybe the Lion would be a sick off, just because he has more impact in these fights than the Bounty Hunter does. King Tekka, he's going to be able to follow that spirit if he wants to find the Elder Titan and have a general idea where everyone is, and seeing where it's going, he knows that Jube's alone.
Oh, pulling him back. They're going to be able to find him and might be able to kill off more than just him, as the barracks are in their sights. Need to be careful with this one. I forgot how long of a range that Elder Titan Astral Spirit has when he has the Aether Lens up. It's pretty absurd.
Yeah, I can get it there. Yeah, that's a really nice play. That's good stuff. Keeping this Disruptor out of the fight once more, and King Tekka just really reading the situation, because that's a very risky play, right? You're right under the high ground. Perhaps they haven't noticed the site yet, but there's the range racks.
Oh my god. Yeah, and you've got Dagon now up on Tinker on top of all this other golden items that he's got. Benja is just going to jump forward. He's keeping the rest of them back with just missiles, and he's going to head back home. This might be their opportunity to find something. Looking for the catch, but not going to be able to get it. Open wounds, but a blink away by Benjaz. And now with Tinker coming back into the fray, this is going to be a problem. They toss out another one of those spirits, getting a little bit of extra damage, but only can go for the pump fake right now on the stomp if they want. Jump forward, XD to catch, somebody going to be pulled back, and now they've got him controlled. They've already got a huge laser hit as well, doing a ton of damage. The Earth Splitter connects onto 2, but not nearly enough damage. They have the second one that comes out, but the cheese gets eaten. Bat Rider's going to be able to stay alive. They don't find the kill. And now they've ended up losing the Life Stealer. This should end up being another one going down. Boris Abyssal doesn't have his orb, can't phase shift, but to what end? They're going to be able to find him. Maybe again, you have the quick and easy kill. Gem on the ground, Mike controlled as well. They're going to be able to bring him down. A quick little mana void on that Timber Saw, and he falls. And unfortunately, GG ends up getting called as this game ends early for Team Freedom fans. My goodness, not today, doing it well.
Man, damn, Greed is good. Anti-Mage, Tinker. I would have to say, Tekka, the way he played this game and constantly picking off IX Mike, probably the big thing that kind of saved it for them. Not that they all didn't do well, but when you're down 7-21, I think it was, in terms of like the overall kills, he had to create space for an entire universe, this guy. We're talking like 30 minutes of an Anti-Mage and a Tinker just farming and doing their thing and not really contributing into that aggressive like bounty Tinker or anything like that. It was just straight up lanes,